girls, welcome to A Feminine Touch. If this is your first time tuning in, welcome, and I'm glad to have you here. And if you're a returning doll, welcome back, my doll. I'm so glad to have you here again. So, my loves, today we are speaking about identity shift and how we need to shift our identities in order to become the woman of our dreams or our best self or our highest, goddess, bestest, most lovely self, and how to become that. First off, I feel like to start off with this, I need to explain what identity means. And according to Google, identity is literally the characteristics determining who or what a person or thing is. So it's like your characteristics and your beliefs that make you who you are. And this is like super important to become the best version of yourself. So in order to become the best version of yourself, you need to change your identity, and identities are literally a set of beliefs we have about ourselves. And if you have an intention on becoming something bigger or achieving something bigger, you need to have a shift in your identity. And I'm here to tell you personal ways, because you guys know that I have done this myself. Everything I tell you guys is something I'm currently working on or I have previously done before. And identity shift, and I feel like you're always changing, because of course we always have different goals we intend on reaching and different intentions, and once you reach that, of course there's something more to achieve and there's something bigger. So you always have to change your identity. I see this as an ongoing process till I die. My identity will always be shifting. So these are just some things that I always go back to when I know that there's something big I'm trying to achieve. And who is that woman? Who is that person who has all these things? And it's making like big boss moves or like big feminine moves or just achieving your goals in general. So these are things that, like I said, to reiterate, I personally have done, and I would love to also hear what you personally have done, to if you have ever gone through any identity shift, the things you have done, and if you have done some of the things I'm going to talk about today. So if you're interested in listening to this, let's get started. So first off, I need you guys, the first things first, you guys need to bring out your pen and your paper or your phone to type out these things I'm about to tell you, because they're really important. They need to be jotted down, because you're going to do a lot of writing, you're going to do a lot of journaling, because in order to change our identities, we have to also go through doing the inner work. Work is important. We have to do the actions. We have to see them. I don't know, that I feel like there's something different when you write something down. You kind of just see that it's like from the mental to the physical, and you can see everything that's in your brain written down, and it just gives you that clarity that I love. So yes, darling, you need a pen, you need a paper, you need to type. Anyways, this has to be written down. So the first thing is you have to have a why. Why do you want to become the best version of yourself? Like, what is that driving force? Is it because you want to be more confident, or you want to get better suitors, or you're trying to get that dream job, or any goal you have? Just know why do I want this? Why do I want to be the woman of my dreams? Why? What is that driving force? What is that why? And if you really don't have a why, it's something you need to think about, truly, why do I want this? Why am I doing this? Because if there's no why, you're just doing this because it's a thing or it's a trend, then maybe you need to really sit back and think more. But if you already have a why, you say, no, I know I can be better, I know that this is not my best self, and I can always grow into being that best version of myself, or that more feminine version of myself. If that's your goal, if that's your plan, write that down. This is why I intend on having this identity shift, because you need to have a why. So the second thing I would advise that you do is to create that woman, create that personality, you know. So imagine, like, I love the idea of like scripting, you know, a character in a movie. You know, at first you need to like explain who this person is, what she likes, what she doesn't like, her dislikes, who is she, how she handles situations, her mannerisms, like who is that best dream, you know, like beautiful woman that you can see in your head. Write down the characteristics of that woman down. You know, is she confident? Is she smart? Is she sensual? Is she sexy? You know, how is her body? Does she do Pilates? Does she work out? Does she eat clean? You know, is she healthy? Is she nice? Is she kind? Is she boastful? Is she proud? Is she, you know, is she glowing? Is she beautiful? How is her hair? Is it short, long? How does she talk? How does she walk? You know, like, you really need to get into the nitty gritties of everything. You need to really describe that character. And if it, like, you have a problem with doing that, because I know at first when I started, it was kind of like, you know, I really don't know. I just know that I can be better. And if you're like me, or you were like me, who had that problem, think about your role models. And that's why and I spoke about like having a feminine mindset in my previous video about having role models. Like, you need role models, like it's literally imperative. So think about, you know, who is that woman that I look at or I watch on TV? If it's a character or an actual woman, you know, why do I like this woman? For instance, I like probably Dita Von Teese, for instance, because she's one of my role models. I love her. She's classy, you know, she carries herself in a very classy and feminine way. She speaks softly. She doesn't look like someone who's too loud. You know, I like that about her. I feel like she's confident. She's very sensual. So what I saw in Dita Von Teese that made me attracted to her, I wrote all of that personalities down, and also like other people that you love. I feel like we generally don't have like one person. Like, most times we have like 3 to 5 women that we're like literally obsessed with. So like, you can try Dita Von Teese. These are the personalities I like. Whoever you like, Beyonce, this is what I like. You know, I don't know, Kelly Rowland, this is what I like. Just anyone, Marilyn Monroe, Audrey Hepburn, like anyone you feel like this is the kind of woman I see myself as. Write their names down. Under that, write down the personalities on what you like. Like, what is the attraction? Like, why do you like this woman so much? What is the attraction? What's the love? Write that down and be super specific. So the third thing is where action comes in, which is like honestly important. If you have done the first and the second thing and you're not putting in any action, I hate to say it, but it's honestly delusion, girls, because if you're just daydreaming about being that woman and you're on Pinterest every day and you're just like consuming content and watching her and you're not doing anything, you're not making that move, nothing will change. You will generally become the same person you were yesterday. So it's really important to start acting out as that person, because now, like I said, now you can see it on paper. You have written down the things you love about that person, and it's time to put in those actions. For me, it was okay. I love how Dita carries herself. I love how classy and feminine she is. What can I change about myself? So it's like, okay, she sits down in a very poised manner. She's not slouching. She's very intentional. She has this feminine mannerisms, which I absolutely love. So I consciously and intentionally started acting that way. If I ever find myself slouching, I'm like, no, this is not who we are. We sit up straight and, we are poised. So I started sitting up straight. I started like being intentional with my feminine mannerisms and knowing how to move my hands and place my hands, and also like speaking more softly, not being too loud, knowing how to tone down my voice. I mean, depending, you can have a softer voice when you're talking to your man, and you guys are like just in a very nice booth and quiet, luxurious environment. That's different. But at the end of the day, there's still that tone. It's soft, it's consistent. There's some times, of course, you have to speak louder for people to hear you. Those are the things that I had to intentionally and consciously work on, because you have to. I know it's not easy at first, and also I just need to tell you this, that dolls, you need to be really easy on yourself. You have been, I don't know how old you guys are, but you have been acting from the day you were born till now that you have made a decision on changing. You have been acting a certain way. So you changing, don't expect to see like massive results in 5 days, because I'm not gonna lie to you and say, get this in 5 days. It's impossible, because you have been acting a certain way. You have to get used to it. You have to now train your body, train your mind to say, okay, I'm no longer this person. This is who I am now. Why this is an identity shift. Like, you're not you have a different personality now. It's a different personal reality. You're a different person, literally. So know that this is not going to be easy. It's not going to be a 3-day thing. You have to always be conscious, and like I said, take it easy on yourself. If you find yourself slouching, don't be angry and be like, oh ew, like I'm slouching right now, I'm supposed to be, just remind yourself like, okay, I'm slouching, great, I intend on being more poised, so I'm gonna sit straight up now, and just change that posture, as opposed to now beating yourself up and being angry. Because I know that thing tends to happen during my journey. When I first started, if I forgot to like speak softly, or if someone kind of threw me out of balance or threw me, and I just like became who I was before, then I go home and I'm super angry with myself. I'm like, oh, why did I do that? I should have, and just like going out on myself. And then I just remember that, no, like, calm down. Like, I have been this way for a certain number of years. Me trying to change now, of course the body needs some getting used to. I have to like train in your muscles from a workout. You can't like wait you can't lift weights today and expect to have like muscles in tomorrow. It's like impossible, right? It has to be constant. You have to keep on training that muscle, and then it becomes a natural thing for you and almost effortless. So to get to that effortless and a natural space, you have to do the work. And this is also going back to Dita Von Teese. Like, honestly, she's one of my top role models. She's super amazing. She also had an identity shift. Like, she literally dyed her hair, because she's blonde. She always says that she's a dishwater blonde from Michigan, and she dyed her hair black because that fit into the new identity of the 1950s Hollywood look that she wanted to go for. So she literally had to dye her hair blonde, then she put in the red lipstick, and always ensure she ate clean to keep that porcelain skin going, that whiteness. She learned how to do her makeup in a certain way that fits her, and she just, a little tweaks here and there to bring out that person you can literally see in your mind. And that's why I say, when you write these things down, describe that person. That's what very well. Like, who is she? Is her hair blonde? Is she blonde? Does she have black hair? Is she brunette? Is she always wearing braids? Does she always have her hair up in a bun? Is she always wearing skirts or pants? Or what car does she drive? What kind of friends does she have? Where does she eat? What does she wear? What does she watch? What does she listen to? What kind of music? You really have to be really descriptive about this person. And it's like I said, like a character. Like, imagine you're in a show and it's like, okay, we want you to be this person in this show. You have to change your identity. You have to go into that new persona of a different person. That's why I always tell you guys, like, you're literally becoming a different person. You are now a different person living a different reality. So know that it takes time. There's a process, and you should definitely be easy on yourself. Also, dolls, I would like to talk about habits, as this is also a very big part of our identity, because habits are the things that you're used to doing. These are things you do every day, like you're waking up from that same side of the bed every day, going to the bathroom to pee, brushing your teeth, or making breakfast, or putting on that previous songs, going for Pilates, working out, meditating. What are the habits that this woman does? What does she do? When she wakes up in the morning, imagine that perfect life, like a perfect day in your life. We always watch YouTubers doing a day in my life, and you see what they do. So it's like, make up that perfect day in your life in your head. Like, she wakes up in a luxurious robe, and silk sheets and silk beddings, and she wakes up and she's happy. She plays her favorite song, or she takes time out 10 minutes and she meditates. Quickly just does her Pilates, like for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 1 hour, depending. After that, she takes a shower, she makes her smoothies, or she makes her food, she eats clean, she goes out grocery shopping, the waiter is nice to her, the essay is nice, the person helping her scan her products, or if you do self-checkout, everyone is nice, everyone is smiling at her. The weather is nice, it's sunny, it's beautiful, her dress fits perfectly. That perfect day in your life. Imagine you're living that, and just even doing the things that woman does to invoke that. Because at the end of the day, what are we all looking for? We're looking for the feeling of that woman, that higher self, that most feminine self, our dream woman. How does she feel? She feels amazing, she feels healthy, clean, feminine, beautiful, desired. It's that feeling that we crave. So in order to have that feeling, there are things you have to do to evoke that feeling. For instance, like someone who is high all the time, it's the feeling of the highness that they like, but they know that, okay, they can't get this just by sitting down, so they have to like drug themselves up, or like smoke, or drink or whatever, to get that feeling. They're looking for the feeling. It's not like the weed is not the problem. It's the feeling that they're addicted to, not the weed. It's this, it's the feeling. So it's the feeling that you want. You want to feel beautiful. You want to feel desired. You want to feel feminine. Wonderful, rich, smart, successful, beautiful. Depending on your own each individual goals, or what you guys want to feel, it's the feeling that you want. So in order to have that feeling, what must you do? You have to be clear. This is why you need to write down everything. Okay, so I want to feel beautiful, I want to feel healthy. How can I do it? You learn from other people. Okay, so health. I want to feel healthy. You go to your doctor, you take your supplements, ensure that you're eating clean, cut down sugar if you need to, have your portion control, take more smoothies in your diet, take more veggies. So these are things that we need to work on. And last but not the least, and I feel this is like really important for you to do, because I know that it's not easy sometimes when you're still surrounded by either people or things that remind you of your former self, or the person you're trying to break free from. I was super lucky and blessed to have been able to have the opportunity to move countries when I was starting my own personal journey, because I used to live somewhere and then I moved countries. So it was a brand new clean slate for me. It's like no one knows me here. I could literally be anyone, making new friends, having a new environment, having like just a new place, to become that person that you want to be. So it was kind of, I don't want to say easy, because of course I still had to do the work, but it was just more, like slightly easier as opposed to when I started doing it in my where I previously was, and I had friends or like things reminding me of the person I was. So I feel like if you don't have the opportunity to move or to change states or cities or countries, you can just start small. Like, like dressing. I always say that dressing is the first thing I love doing when it's time for an identity shift, because your dressing really says more about you. You know, dress how you want to be addressed. How does she dress? You know, she obviously wears things that fit her more, you know, or she's wearing more skirts for people who just like skirts. You know, just know who that person is. You know, how does she dress now? Is she wearing more heels? Does she care more now about her appearance? You know, how is her hair? Is her hair always brushed out, combed out? She always, you know, does she do her self-care every day? Does she have a face mask on? You know, those little things really boost your confidence and goes into your new identity that you're creating, because your subconscious mind can see the change, can feel the change. You know, normally you wake up in the morning, just take a shower, throw some sweats on, and you're just like moving on and just seeing how the day goes. But now after shower, you sit down, you take some time to yourself, you do your skincare, you brush your hair, you put some lip gloss on, or you do a full face of makeup depending on what you prefer. You know, you're taking time out, you're doing your nails. If you can, do it yourself, or if you have the money, you can splurge and go to a manicure, do a pedicure. You know, this is now the new lifestyle of this woman. So just do those little changes. If you cannot move, you know, change out your space. Okay, now I feel like now I'm becoming a new person. She doesn't have junk in her room anymore. Her room is always clean. Bring in more accessory. Like me, I'm a pink girl. I love pink. I love the color pink, and it's something that I feel like I really tried to stay away for a while, because you know, that was when I still had the mindset that femininity equates weakness, and I didn't really want to have so many pink things around me so people did not think I was weak. But now I'm like embracing pink. So what did I do? I started buying more clothes in pink. I really started buying, like, I changed up. You can buy like wallpapers from Shein, which is like really simple, just like £1. Just buy them, just try and spruce up your environment, put the wallpapers on. You're seeing more pink, put in some nice frames that you can buy, you know, a nice decor that just change out your space. Remove those old things that you have. Try and spice and spruce everything up, so when you enter your room or enter your space, you know that yes, this is the new identity, this is the person I am now. So you remember to always act that way. Change outside and do everything you need, but remember that at the end of the day, everything still starts from inside out. So you have to change your mindset, and I talk about changing your mindset in my previous video. If you haven't watched that, please do. I really go in on how you can change your mindset from within for it to show outside. So if you enjoyed this, please let me know, and please also let me know the things you did or the things you were doing to change your identity to become your best self. And let me know if you're gonna try anything I've said out, and yeah, just your thoughts on identity shift and what you do and what you're intending on doing. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for taking time out to listen to this podcast. Please do not forget to subscribe, share this to people too, and comment and like this video as well, because it helps push out my videos. I love you, dolls. Have a wonderful day, and do not forget to have a feminine touch in everything you do. Mwah. Bye.